Welcome, Saints. I'm Hunter Dustman.
And I'm Jared Hayter.
And this is SFHS Today.
We have another update for the coronavirus. According to the New York Post, late last week, a Texas-based company has finished the first vaccine for this deadly outbreak. The company states that if it gets approved by the government, they will give the hardest-hit countries free vaccinations.
In national news, last Thursday, NASCAR driver Ryan Newman was released from the hospital following his devastating crash on the last lap of the Daytona 500.
And in local news, last week, a fire started and burned for at least 3 days at the Becker Recycling Center. And as of late last week, fire had been deemed under control, but local residents are still being warned about the air quality.
In school news, SFHS suffered another devastating loss when Parker Peterson passed away on President's Day. Students' death is always difficult, but this hits very close to home, as Parker was an active member of our SFHS media team.
His visitation was held yesterday, and his funeral is today at 1 p.m. at Our Savior's Lutheran Church. We here at SFHS Media grieve the loss of our friend, but remember him for his outgoing personality and fun-loving spirit.
Now, we'd like to share with you some of Parker's final work for this broadcast. Parker loved going out and talking with random people. Here is the RQT with Isanag on what people had on their playlist.
Yo, what's in your playlist?
2020 by Lil TJ.
Yo, what's in your playlist?
Go to Mars by T Grizzly.
What's in your playlist?
Falling Down by Lil Peep.
Yo, what's in your playlist?
Song of the South, Alabama.
What's in your playlist?
That's a rag.
Yo, what's in your playlist?
Noah Cyrus.
What are you listening to?
Skechers by Droop Report.
Hey, oh, what's in your playlist? Yo, what's in your playlist?
Also, Jack, Easton, and Parker started a series called What's in Yo Bag. Here's the part 2 of that segment.
Hey, what's in your bag?
An EpiPen, because if I eat cashews, I'll die.
Hey, what's in your bag?
My baby.
Hey, Kevin, what's in your bag?
I got the Pony by Rex Orange County album.
What's in your bag?
I got some Bayside Breeze, Little Trees.
Hey, what's in your satchel?
Hey, well, I got my newspaper.
Hey, what's in your bag?
I've got East.
Hey, Mason, what's in your bag?
Oh, I just got this.
Sometimes people find a way to turn tragedy into something positive. Cody Perfetti and his family honor a family member's death through the Antonio Project, honoring his legacy by carrying out his tradition of spreading love and positivity. Here's an inside look.
2 years ago, my family suffered the tragic loss of my cousin Antonio. It changed our lives forever, but it sparked the Antonio Project. To love others unconditionally, smile uncontrollably, and find the good in absolutely everything. We partnered with YWAM to build homes with families in need. How has your experience with the Antonio Project impacted your life?
I'd say for me it's daily. I mean, you wake up and you think about it, You know, I think about my brother and the situation every single day, and it's really made me just want to be a better person, more loving, more kind, just more like Christ in every way. And I think doing that makes me feel closer to him at the same time. So it's all about perspective.
And how was this year's experience compared to last year's?
I mean, I think I knew a little bit more what to expect on this build, but I'd say it still felt different. We built a little bit differently. The friendships, the people are different. But yeah, just still that incredible feeling of being able to help someone else in need, and again, just seeing where they're from and really getting that perspective on how blessed we all are, and just knowing that, you know, what we're doing here today is really going to impact their lives.
Wow, what an amazing tribute. Moving into other school news, not all students learn in the building. Some go the online route. We'll head on over to reporters Caitlin Riley and Sophie DeRoy, who have a package for us on Saints Online.
So for Saints Online district-wide, right now we have grades 3 through 8, we have just about 30 students, and grades 9 through 12, we have about 150. So online classes, in order to start online classes, students need to first make sure a parent or guardian is involved right away. So even if a student is 18, we ask that we have a parent or guardian contact us first to start the enrollment process, because we need to make sure that whoever is at home supporting the students also understands that this is a commitment that has to happen outside of the walls of the school.
Does the rise of students taking online classes affect the staffing at the high school?
Yeah, it could. Like I said, we try to work around that. It's kind of hard when it happens mid-year, because most of our staffing is set based on registration and kind of our numbers in April and May.
So for a student to excel and really do well with the online program, being self-driven and having the ability to really set a schedule for themselves, that's the biggest thing that we see that kiddos struggle with once they go online.
You know, I feel like most of it is more of a part-time basis and stuff like that. Ideally, we want to keep them here at the high school. I do think it is good for some students, and we are also, as a high school, looking at doing kind of more hybrid options and things like that in the future. So hopefully, I mean, it's something that's happening. A lot of students are taking advantage of it. The good thing is staying within district, but like I said, the staffing is a concern, and we always want to maintain our staff here.
I guess I'm not against it. If online schooling works for you in your situation, I think that's absolutely fine. I do think all kids should take some form of online so that you're prepared for something in the future.
Another way people can raise their spirit is through contact with animals. Early last week, reporters Zach Graff and Brett Overvold met with liaison officer Jody Black at an undisclosed location to see her mobile petting zoo and visit her 70-plus animals. Here's how it went.
Hey Saints, I'm Brett Overvold.
And I'm Zach Graff.
And this is Jody's Petting Zoo. So when did Happy Tales start?
2016 with Patch. One goat. Patch the goat, and now we have about 70 animals.
Why did you guys start Happy Tales?
we had so many people interested to come out and see your animals, we thought we'd bring the animals to people. So now we bring Happy Tails out for petting zoos, birthday parties, weddings, anniversaries.
How far do you normally have to bring the animals out, and how often?
The summertime it's almost daily, and furthest we are going is Iowa.
It's a totally different side of Officer Black, and great to see her doing something she loves. After school, some students and staff enjoy going to the Healthy Hangout. Reporter Caitlin Vagnis has more information for us on this.
What got you into the Herbalife business?
Well, I actually found a nutrition club kind of like Healthy Hangout about 9 years ago. By accident, I was hanging up flyers for our golf league and walked in to hang one up and was invited to try a tea and a shake, and I loved it. And I love the community, I love the club. It was a really fun atmosphere, and that's kind of how I got started with things.
What is your favorite drink from Healthy Hangout?
Oh geez, that's a hard question. Right now, my favorite shake is probably the white chocolate strawberry cheesecake. It's a special one we have for February. And as for tea, I'd say right now we do our teas hot or cold, and I like our the Russian twist hot. It's kind of like an orange and like a chai spice kind of flavor. Okay, so we're gonna put together a Northern Lights specialty tea, a real popular one, very yummy and really pretty too. So we start off with our Liftoff. It's kind of like our healthy energy tablet. It's got some caffeine in there. It's also got some B vitamins, which are good for natural energy. And it's got guarana in it, which is good for concentration, mental clarity, focus. So if you've got tests, those kinds of things. If I have to do some number crunching, I like it. And then we also add in our raspberry tea. That's gonna give you another little boost of energy, boost your metabolism. To that, we're gonna add some hot water, only because that helps the tea dissolve better. And then we've got our Blue Blast over here. This is kind of like Kool-Aid, if you will, but it's made with stevia and not sugar. So it's sugar-free. You don't get the calories and the sugar with it, but it's a natural sweetener. I've got my ice right here. We're gonna add our ice in there. And then we're gonna add some water. And then here's where it gets really pretty. So we're gonna do a little more Blue Blast. And then some cherry on top. All right. And then right there is your Northern Lights tea.
Can you tell me a little bit about your loyalty program?
Sure, yeah, that's new this year. Basically, we have 4 cards that we offer that you can get. It's basically a buy 10, get 1 free situation. And that's good on all of our protein coffees. You can buy 10 of those, get your 11th free. We also do it for our specialty teas, which are a huge hit with the kids and the teachers because it helps give them a little energy to get through their day. And then we also do a card for a shake with a specialty tea or a shake with what we call a lit tea. So we offer cards for those. It's real simple. You can just come in and ask for one, and then we can either keep them here, we keep them in a box, or people can take them with them, and we just punch it each time you come in, and that 11th time you come in, it's on the house.
Jared, are you looking for a new phone game?
Yeah, I am.
Well, here's Zach Jeanette and Trevor Patterson on their most recent addiction, Clash Royale.
This week's and this is.
Hello, in the game. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's go. And I'm Zach Jeanette.
And this is the addicting game of Clash Royale.
Hey, what you doing in here? How long have you been in here for?
Dude, playing Clash, bro. Get out of here.
What's going on over here? What are you playing?
Man, I'm playing Clash.
Technical difficulties.
It's alright. It's alright.
And we're back, Saints. This is more info on Clash Royale. It is a free to download game you can get on the Android or the iTunes store.
Your main objective is to win games and earn chests, to earn more cards, to upgrade those cards, to get more damage, more hit points. Basically, all in all, helps you win the game.
Yep.
A lot of it is also strategy.
You need a lot of strategy.
Thank you.
Alright, so this is us playing Clash Royale. This is what we do.
2v2.
Just about daily, every day.
This week's 5 Minutes of Fame is freshman Joe Jacobson, who was recently named Best Male Vocalist in 2 major show choir competitions.
Student celebrities everywhere, this is why you should care about 5 Minutes of Fame.
What awards have you won this year and how did they make you feel?
So I've won 2 Best Male Soloists. It makes me feel really, I don't know, proud, good, you know.
What's your favorite thing about performing?
I like the adrenaline of it because it's just in like really bright stage lights shining on you, and it's like, especially when it's during my solo, it's like I'm the only one there and I'm just kind of standing there and there's a whole audience just staring at me.
What good qualities does Joe show when he's performing?
His facials are really strong and his movements are really strong too, and he is always having fun up on stage and he loves it.
And then he's also just so nice. He just gets along with everybody. And that's so important in our group because it really is a family deal. And when we're connected, we do better. And Joe just brings that to the table.
I think Joe stands out in a lot of ways. He works really, really hard, and I think that's one of his best talents and best assets is that he's a hard worker and he's always working to get better. So the goal is just to keep developing him in a performance sense and for him to keep working hard as he does, developing his voice and his professionalism in the way that he presents it.
Put your faith in what you most believe in. 2 worlds, 1 family.
Now we'll head over to Jordan Holler for sports. Hey, Saints. I'm Jordan Holler, and this is sports. Last week, the boys basketball team beat Big Lake for a successful senior night, 73-60. On Thursday, they beat Cambridge Osani for a great win, 73-68. Tomorrow, they go to Princeton for a game at 7:15. Last week, the girls basketball team took a tough loss against Big Lake, 66-34. Boys hockey had their section quarterfinal game, the first home one in St. Francis hockey history. The stands were packed with fans, and it was crazy. The boys sadly lost out against Princeton in a tight game 4-2. Some reporters went to the game and got some footage and talked to the guys about it.
What was your guys' record?
15-9-1.
How do you feel the season went?
The season went pretty well. We, like I said, we were 59-1, I think. We set like the 3rd best record for St. Francis hockey. We made somewhat of history for having the first quarterfinal game at the St. Francis Ice Arena, and we had a lot of ups and downs this year, and we fought through it and made it probably one of the best years for a lot of us seniors.
The last 12 games of our season, we went 10-1-1, so I feel like that's really, really good.
Best stretch in this year.
That was also records.
Boys wrestling had their team sections on the 14th. They got beat out by Anoka, but next week I'll have some more info on how their individual sections went last Friday. A couple of our talented gymnasts are going to state this year. Athletes of the week, Allie Frank and Summer Helen.
When is state?
Saturday at 6 o'clock.
Where is the state competition?
It's at the Roy Wilkins Auditorium.
Are you proud of the girls?
I'm very proud of both the girls. I've had Summer since an 8th grade year, and I've had Allie since the 7th grade, so I'm very proud of both of them.
How do you feel about making it to state?
I'm excited, and I'm really proud that I made it again to state at my hard work.
How are their leadership qualities?
I think they're both verbal and nonverbal, and they, again, lead by example to the younger girls on the team.
I'm also really excited, and it's kind of, I don't know, it's fun to finally make it another year. So.
How are the girls' work ethic during practice?
I feel that both Allie and Summer's work ethic is great in the gym. They motivate the younger teammates and cheer them on and try to have a positive attitude throughout the
There's
practice.
all sorts of different winter sports and activities. A young buck named Tanner Stanley is quite the snowmobiler.
Tanner. How old are you? 16. And what do you ride? 2016 free ride. Tell us a little about your sled. It's got a can, so 154 with 2.5-inch lugs. Pretty loud.
I'm here with Riley Erickson, one of Tanner's riding buddies, and we're going to ask him a couple questions about Tanner. How often do you ride with Tanner?
About 2 to 3 times a year.
Where do you guys normally ride?
We usually go up to his cabin, and then we usually go up north in Finland.
Does he ever go ride out west, like mountains at all?
Yeah, he does, but he doesn't go that much.
How impressed are you with Tanner's riding skills?
He's pretty good. I see like half the stuff that he does that I can't do.
There's a weightlifting competition coming up on March 4th at North Branch High School. Some reporters of ours are going to see what it's all about.
When is the weightlifting competition?
So the Mississippi lifting competition is on March 4th. It's actually taking place at North Branch High School. They have a brand new weight room that they're going to show off, and they want all 8 schools from the Mississippi 8 to come up and compete up there. So the rundown works like this. They have 2 lifts that they compete in. They have to do power clean and they have to do bench. And they get about 3 attempts to perform that lift correctly, and they get judged by a coach. And if they perform the lift correctly, then they add that weight to their total, so the total clean, total bench, and they place in their weight category.
What have you focused on to prepare for the competition?
Not skipping any lifting days, going 3 days a week, and drinking a lot of protein, eating a lot of protein.
How many years have you been lifting?
I've been lifting since about 8th grade. That's it.
What is your favorite lift?
Favorite lift is power clean.
How has your program helped the lifters progress and improve in their lifts?
So we do a 3-day program where we do some sort of clean, some sort of pressing motion like bench press, and then some kind of lower, so front squat or rear squat. We've seen a huge improvement with our athletes because they're able to recover faster because they're not targeting one particular part of their body for a long period of time. We start off very slow with a lot of reps and light weight, and move our progression up to heavier weight and lighter reps. And we've set a lot of mass put on all of our athletes, anywhere from 10 to 20 some pounds, depending on how committed they are.
What have you focused on to prepare for the competition?
Making sure that when I'm in the weight room, I'm working my hardest and giving it all I got.
All right, that's all we got this week, folks. I'll see you guys next week.
And that will wrap up SFHS Today, everybody.
Stay safe and have a great week, Saints.